Number 30 Broad Street, 1022. 13 Sergeant 1 Essential. 15,000.
Although this is the same meme I used in a previous video, I thought it was worth posting again. Now, it would be naive and foolish to say that there isn't such thing as a quote-unquote good cop. But with what's been uncovered in the past years, especially thanks to the invention of cameras on our phones and the bravery and determination of the auditors, it's getting harder and harder to find one. We're starting to see, or we have been seeing, just so much corruption, and problems with the police department. It just seems on every video, we're losing hope. Now, there are literally hundreds of auditor channels on YouTube. I think at last count, I was well over 350, with thousands of videos showing police involved in corruption, shootings, crimes, abuse. I mean, you name it. Is this the new age of policing, or has it always been like this? But now we see it thanks to the cameras. Now, if you're going to be angry enough to call a cop out, which they deserve, then at least you got to be man enough to uplift them when they deserve it. Okay, that's the only way we're going to meet them halfway and resolve any of this is if we give them credit where credit's due. The brutality brand, like I said so many times, is not about hating cops. It's about getting rid of the bad cops and holding them criminally accountable when necessary. Unfortunately, many police departments just don't feel the same way. Their philosophy is to get rid of the good cops. Scary, isn't it? We're out trying to get rid of the bad cops. The police departments are saying, no, we're going to get rid of the good cops. Law enforcement across the country, they don't weed out bad cops. They protect them. If the trouble is so bad, they just move the police officer to another department so they can reoffend again. See, what a lot of you don't know is if a cop gets fired, it's hard for him to go and get a job. But if he resigns, which is the vast majority of them because they're given that option, hey, we're going to fire you. You're never going to be a police officer again. Or you could resign and go be a cop somewhere else. So that's how it works, okay? Kind of sounds like the way the Catholic Church handles their priests. But anyway, I want to talk to you. I had a lot of officers that were just corrupt, and it was crazy. And, I just didn't know which one to do the story on. I literally just closed my eyes and pointed, and I came up with this one. His name is Officer Stephen Koo. I think that's how you pronounce his loser's name. But I'm gonna read you a quote from an article. It says, in Koo's 12 years of service with the Detroit police, he has amassed 85 complaints, more than 10 times the department average. 85. Since he joined the force, Koo has been accused repeatedly of excessive force, using hostile and racist language, and harassing people of color who say their biggest crime was being in the wrong place at the wrong time. After a lengthy investigation, it was recommended that Officer Koo be terminated. But the Detroit Police Department had a better idea. They promoted him to sergeant. You can't make this shit up. Like this, you can't make this up. So when they tell you, oh, we're trying to clean up our departments, we're trying to do that, all right, well, this is called BS for what it is. But it even gets it better, all right? Officer Koo, I'm going to call him Officer Corrupt, has been a part of 9 lawsuits, with the most recent one settling for $2 million. Now, this racist clown is costing the taxpayers of Detroit millions of dollars and putting a seriously bad image on the Detroit Police Department. And what do? They promote him. This shit is effing unbelievable. And cops wonder why the public has a disdain for them. I want someone, anyone from the Detroit Police Department to contact me and explain to me why they thought promoting this clown was the best idea. I want somebody from the police department to contact me and tell me why they thought it was a bad idea. I want to see if anybody from the Detroit Police Department has the balls to reach out, contact me, and give me their thoughts and opinions on this. I guarantee you, we ain't going to hear shit, okay? Because nobody's going to break that thin blue line. All right? But meanwhile, back to the story, the good cops have to go. They break ranks. They went against the code of silence of the Blue Brotherhood. Now, I'm going to give you another example, but this one's the exact opposite. This officer, his name is Greg Anderson. Elon Musk, hey, if you're listening to this, I know this is your favorite channel. You live for this one, but I want you to find a way to clone this guy and get the clones on the streets right away as cops, okay? This guy is not a good cop. This guy is a great cop. He is the best of the best, and we need only about, a couple 100,000 of him on the streets. I'm not going to try to go into his video. I think it's more important that you hear it from his own mouth. I will leave the link in the description, and but do this man a solid. Listen to him, okay? Listen to this guy. This is what I'm talking about when I say there are good cops. This is the poster boy. But then there's another one, another ex-good cop, and she was a great cop, but she's an ex-great cop. Why? When I heard her story, I wasn't surprised, because that's all I hear, but I was more than pissed. I wasn't just pissed about what happened to her, but the fact that her fellow officers didn't do shit to help her. They didn't protest. They didn't do blue flu. They didn't do shit. They just let her go down. Now, her name is Carol Horn, and she was a police officer, a mother of 5 children. She was fired in 2006 for stopping a white police officer from, quote unquote, allegedly, got to throw that in there, allegedly choking a black man she believed was about to die. White officer choking a black man, allegedly, that she felt was about to die. Does that sound familiar? Okay. But she was terminated, fired, just months before being eligible for her full pension. The white officer, Greg, and then Kwiatkowski, I don't know how to pronounce that clown's name, is reported to have had one hell of a negative record as a cop that always seemed to be dismissed or not taken serious. But he was able to keep his job until he was finally sent to prison for violating the rights of 4 black teens. But when he got out of prison, he also got to retire with a full pension as a lieutenant. Yeah, unbelievable. But it gets better. Carol, on the other hand, she had to sue and wait for justice. It took 15 years before a judge ordered her retirement to be reinstated along with back pay. Good for her, right? Right? Applause, good for her. Not so fast. Kwiatkowski sued Horn for defamation and won $85,000 that they say will come out of the back pay owed to Officer Horn. That's right. This is what happened. Here's the thing that makes Carol Horn's case stand out. After all the years that Carol fought for justice, the city of Buffalo made a law called the Carroll's Law. Now, here's what the Carroll's Law is. Carroll's Law is a duty to intervene law for Buffalo police officers. It's a duty to intervene law for Buffalo police officers. It requires Buffalo police officers to intercede when they believe unreasonable force is being used against a civilian by another police officer. It also protects an officer against retaliation. Now you think about that. They had to make a law in Buffalo that forced cops to do the right thing. We got to pass a law on the people in charge of law enforcement. Unfucking believable. As great as it is, Carol got this law passed in her name. It's amazing that before police officers do the right thing, there has to be a law that forces them to do it. Our police are so corrupt that there has to be a law passed before they will be forced to do what's right. It's not that they have a moral compass to do the right thing and the balls have the courage to do so. No, they have to have a law that forces them to do it. What about everything else in the country that doesn't have Carroll's Law? Why and what are law enforcement leaders waiting for to get this law passed in their jurisdiction? I'll tell you what they're waiting for. This would require them to do the right thing. And there's just no way in hell they want a law that's going to force them to do the ethical, right, and just thing. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of ex-police officers who were terminated and lost everything as a result because they were good cops. Sadly, all right, they will never get the recognition and justice that they deserve. But here are a few of the faces of great cops that we need to honor and give thanks to. After all, they were acting on our behalf. They should be the faces of what cops are today, but they're not. I don't know where they are. I don't know what happened to them. But if they see this video, please reach out to me. I'd really like to talk to you. If anyone knows or can find them, please do so. Hit me back with an update. And if any city or town is searching for a really good chief of police, your search is over. These are your best candidates. So in closing, many viewers may ask if there's any way to recognize a good cop on appearance alone. Yes, there is. They'll look like this. Follow me here for more free and important advice and information. As always, like, subscribe, share, support us on Patreon. Visit our merchandise store. Go get our brutality shirts. You'll love them because corrupt cops absolutely effing hate them. It all goes to help us stop police brutality, and we can't do it without you. I'm out. Later.